Hello. Hi. Just give me a sec. Make sure that we are all good. And we are fantastic. Perfect. Resume. Alright. Hi. Hello, everyone. It is me, Nightlord131, and welcome to the very first stream of 2026. It's kind of crazy to me to start getting to say 2026, but you know, it is interesting. I wanted to say that I'm not just starting off this stream, well, the first stream of 2026, but I'm also starting it with my birthday, actually. Today is my birthday. I am 25 now, and now I am in my mid-20s, and yeah, it's kind of crazy to really think about it. So, we'll see what we do today. I hope you guys are doing really great today. And also, for everyone who has been reaching out to me, wishing me happy birthday, I want to say, again, thank you very much for wishing me happy birthday. And I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day as well. So. And also, if you really want to make me happy, why not subscribe? But if you can't, that's completely fine. But if you would like to, I would definitely appreciate it. But anywho, today I'm just going to go to the Never. We're gonna, explore some more of the Never, actually. I do have like two things. I may need to cover a little bit of it, but I want to show you guys two things I got today. I got like a couple things today. I got my very first cassette tape, actually, and it's a Christmas mixtape, and it has like a bunch of like Christmas songs. And now I'm gonna try to start working on getting more cassettes, actually. But I will show you guys the two other things I got today in just a moment. Just give me a sec. Just to let you guys know what the two things are, I got a DVD and a CD. And these are all music based, so, I hope you guys will enjoy it. Like the three things I have. So just give me a sec. Alright. Perfect. Okay. This is the two things I wanted to show on the stream. I got this wonderful DVD. It is a documentary called American Hardcore. You can probably watch it on YouTube or Tubi or other streaming platforms. I'll actually provide a link to it on YouTube, like the YouTube version, so you can watch this documentary. Hopefully, if not, my apologies. But this is a really great documentary, all about like American hardcore punk and how it's started in the 80s. Oh, thank you very much, Dead Crow. I very much appreciate it, and congrats on you growing more as a creator. I'm very proud of you. Yeah. But no, it's a really great documentary all about like hardcore punk and it shaped how it shaped emo, the pop punk of the 90s and early 2000s. It's a wonderful documentary here. Yes. And then we have this. I'm going to see how I can cover this. I got this CD. It is my very first Cramps album, actually. It is Stay Sick by the Cramps. I can't show too much of it, like at least the front. Huh? How was your birthday? And you feeling old? um, my birthday has been going really well. Thank you for asking. It's weird. It's weird now that I have to say, "Oh, I'm 25." It feels like my youth is being sucked away from me. But you know. uh, um, yeah. But no, I hope all of you guys are having a great 2026 so far. So, yeah. Oh, I had some cake today. I had some cake with my family, and we also got to watch Phantom of the Opera from 1925. If any of you have seen it, it's a fantastic horror movie. Well, it's not really that horror. Like, it's not really that scary, but it is like one of the like oldest horror movies to ever exist. What kind of cake was it? Chocolate cake. It is it has like ice chocolate ice cream inside of it, and it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. You know, watching an old movie with your family and like eating chocolate cake, that's like super fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's just been great. I'm very thankful for, you know, how my birthday's been going. It's given, I've gotten some cool ideas for when I turn 30, which is really scary. Like, well, not really scary, but I know what I want to do for my 30th birthday, actually. Ooh. There we go. Woo! Ooh. Man, is this taking a while to actually get out of the base. Hmm. Yeah. I've just been, it's just been fantastic. But how have you guys been? How's your 2026 going so far? Ooh. Wait a minute. Perfect. Woo! Doing good, working really hard, helping my family. That's wonderful, and I hope your family is doing very well. Oh! Oh. You're very welcome. Alright, perfect. But, yeah. Let me think. Oh, I'm going to be streaming again on Monday. and then I'll go back to my usual streaming schedule, actually. So, yeah. I will be doing, like, how you say this? I'm going to Rome, Italy, in February, and I won't be streaming for a week. No, more than a week. Like, a little bit, like, maybe like 10 days, but when I get back, I will go back to streaming. And I'll be back in the United States. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm going to be streaming again as I normally do, like Thursdays, Saturdays, and of course Mondays. But what are, like, if any of you guys have a New Year's resolution, what is your New Year's resolution right now? Oh, oh, ooh. All right. We're just going to explore today. Ooh. Ooh. Perfect. This will help our chances of surviving this place. Like, when it comes, well, I say this. When it comes to my New Year's resolutions, I've just been wanting to work on being more happier and just keep up not, like going back into like negativity. That's what I'm also wanting to do. And just learn. I have some wonderful ideas that I have been thinking about, actually. When I get to a safe place, I will pull out some of the things I was thinking would be a cool content thing, but also an interesting idea. Well, I just died. Oh, well. We did get some cool stuff. Oh, you're using the emote. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to hear what you guys think. Let me get the idea out. Hello, welcome. Just give me a sec. Yes, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing fantastic. Um, I was thinking, like as I was setting the stream up, I was thinking what would be a fun, cool idea, like not just when it comes to streaming, but also for like YouTube in general too. And I brought up before how it would be fun to read like classic literature. Like while you guys are doing something, I can read a classic story, something like that. And I have a couple books here, classic literature. I'm going to see if I can stream myself reading this out, like verbally to you guys. Like, see if I have the legal protections. But the first book I was thinking about is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I was thinking about reading that, on stream as like, a fun little thing. I feel it sucks every time Oh, I'm sorry. That must suck indeed. I'm very sorry that you are having that kind of thing. I hope you you know, feel better. The next one I have here is The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. And the next one is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I was thinking to read these on stream, or at least like make a separate YouTube channel to read these. How does that sound to you guys? Do any of you guys sound interested in like listening to one of these books being read out loud? Good? Good. If so, oh, Lewis Carroll, the author of the Alice book. I've heard he's likely autistic. He's obsessed with mathematical logic. Interesting. I did not know that. Like I know that he was pretty interesting as an interesting individual. But how about this? I'm not sure about Lord of the Flies because I don't know if this would be like if I had the legal protections for if I wanted to like read this and all that stuff, but I don't mind the Alice book to hear about Twiddledee and Twiddledum. But how about this? Which they are references to math logic. Interesting. But okay. One for like we're going to do a vote. Type 1 for Alice in Wonderland, or type B, no, not B, 2 for The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The one that makes the like largest, okay, we got one vote. Okay. The one that wins, I will read this on stream. Or better 1-0. 1-0. Oh, sure. All above. Okay, let's see. I'm looking. Also one. Oh boy, looks like this one's going to win. Okay, we have the three all above. Interesting. All right. By popular demand, I'm going to look into the legal protections for Alice in Wonderland. I do know it's in the public domain, so if that is the case, I will figure out a time when I can put something on the screen, like something in the background, while I read the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. We have decided. The people have decided. Okay. You know, I've read like a fair amount of Alice in Wonderland. Well, excuse me. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. It is an interesting book, it very much is. It is a little bit of an acid trip, a little bit, just in some ways, but not too much though. Wow. Fantastic. I'm very excited for this. Like, I'm gonna see if I can do it on a stream or just in a YouTube video or something. But I hope you guys do enjoy it. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm like, it's gonna be like, oh man, like, I don't know, when I come up with an interesting idea and like see if I can, I really like want to push into like doing it. I was talking about earlier how I was watching Phantom of the Opera from 1925. You're not wrong about that, lol. Regular show, which is JG Cudel openly. Yeah, for real, for real. But yeah, like if that one goes well, like I read that book, to you guys, and it's an interesting one indeed. Like I'll look into other books. Like I have Dracula. That would be pretty fun during like Halloween or during October. And then I have Phantom of the Opera, which I'm really interested in Phantom of the Opera recently. It's just like, oh, so good. Not just the movie, but from what I've heard about the book, it sounds very interesting, and I want to read it. So, how about you guys? Have any books come to mind to any of you? Like any classic literature? Because I don't know, it's just so fascinating. Great Rom Zombie, by the way. Yes, yes. I think Rob Zombie recently released a new song, if I'm not mistaken. He's such a great artist, I have to say. Which did you guys know? Like I think a decade ago, Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson were actually having beef a little bit. It was like during the time when Marilyn Manson was still like under the influence of like alcohol and drugs and everything. What about The Stranger? The Stranger would be interesting. I'll have to look into that. Yeah. Movies? Hmm. I know he did movies. Yeah. Um Rob Zombie, man, that guy is a legend. Like the fact that like did you see the new SpongeBob movie yet? No, but honestly, I think I want to. Well, it looks fun. I might check it out sometime. I had to be very much interesting. Nice. Yeah, I I don't want to seem like too childish when I say this, but like when I see the movie and it's like it looks very colorful, like I don't know what in me like said I need to do it, but I need to go see that movie. It looks fun. Like I want to see a movie that is just not too serious, just fun and great. You know what? Maybe I'll go see it. I'll go see it and then I'll let you know what I think is your childhood. Yeah. You know, when it comes to SpongeBob, I'm trying to think what one of my favorite episodes are from what I remember. Uh, hmm. If any of you guys know, let me know. But I remember an episode where SpongeBob went down to the bottom of its kids' movies. It's supposed to be fun. It's still interesting. Yeah. You know, as long as a movie is like, how do you say this? Mm, I'm trying to figure out how to put this because I don't want to get like misunderstood. Like the classic. Your favorite part is Squidward eat a Krabby Patty bite. Mmm. Interesting. Neptune. You know what? I forgot how I would describe that certain episode. But you know, my favorite SpongeBob episode has to be when Plankton goes inside of I say not SpongeBob, SpongeBob's brain, and makes him like controls him, and then he starts like going on a little bit of a rampage. Like, I don't know, that was pretty funny. And also the guy who's like, chocolate, chocolate. It's like, I don't know. Are you talking about robot SpongeBob? No, no, not that. I was talking about how like he was mind controlled by Plankton. So, yeah, those were the days. Perhaps that episode where SpongeBob grabbed Mr. Krabs like a little kid. I always thought that show was weird. Well, it is weird, but you know, it's a fun show. Like, how do you say this? The type of humor that like early SpongeBob was, like, that's the type of humor I do enjoy. Like, I enjoy lots of different kinds of humor, like dark humor and like the monsters kind of humor. But you know, what did you eat for dinner? I ate. What did I eat? Freddy's Burger. If any of you guys live near a Freddy's, uh, it's a fast food restaurant, fast food chain. I love their burgers. They're like smash burgers, and they're just fantastic. They have like a caramelized like taste in the fries, and just, I don't know. Ah, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just trying to, you know, see more of this place. Well, I do need to collect some soul sand. But what about you guys? If any of you guys had dinner today or lunch or anything like that, what did you guys eat? You know, I like to hear what you guys are up to. Oh. Got to make them homemade fast food. Got to make them homemade fast foods too greasy. Yeah. You know, fast food, like, I should stop, well, reduce the amount of kinds of fast foods I eat. But I don't know. It is a bit of a shift to actually do something like that. Me and my grandma ate. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Oh. She's not feeling good? I am so sorry. That's terrible. You drink Coke vanilla like water. You know, it's something like that that I kind of do too. Like, literally, I have a orange soda right here. And I kind of do drink that a bit like water. It is not good, but you know, I do need to get better on something like that. Soda's good, but it shouldn't replace your water, though. but, you know, I'm not against, well, how do you say this? I am against judging people, but if one drinks a diet soda of some sort, I will say, how can you do that? Do any of you guys drink any, like, diet sodas or something like that? Like, I remember having a diet soda for the first time when I was like 10, and I hated it so much. But it seems like a lot of like older folks, they actually enjoy it. The people I know. And that's like, oh dear. Ooh. Ah. Diet is not healthy because of the sugar substitute. Yes, that is true. You know, the only way to like, well, I don't even think there is a way to really consume soda or an energy drink, like, because by its nature I think it's unhealthy. Like, sure, if you take out like the dyes and like, what's that one thing called? They're always talking about it. um what's that called? Corn extract. It's something like with corn. What is it called? It's a type of sugar. One monster equals 4 cups of coffee. Oh. Corn syrup. Something corn syrup. Like, that's like used in a lot of different sugary drinks that isn't like natural sugar, from my understanding. Like, you could say that like those are more healthier, but I don't know. It's interesting. You know, if I were to drink a different thing here on the stream, I would drink boba tea because, well, actually, we're not going to go back to the never. That was a pretty bad idea. Um, if I could, um, if I could drink like boba tea on stream, I would, because boba tea. If any of you have like tasted boba tea, like I like my boba tea with what's that? It's not orange. You love boba tea? Yeah. You know, you get it, you get it. It's called, what's that called? What is it called? I'm trying to think. What is it called? What is that thing called? It's it starts with an M. I'm thinking. I think it's called, I usually have soda or water or coffee when I stream. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Um. Hmm. On standby. Oh. Um. Boba tea with green apple is really tasty. Like, it is like a bit much to like get it all, well, not all the time, but like enough to like, you know, drink it on a stream or something. But yeah. I would drink it on the stream, and I would encourage you guys to drink boba tea. We need to try strawberry and kiwi. Oh, that's good. You know, I don't really care for strawberry, actually. Strawberry is like not something I particularly enjoy. And that's just because I'm picky. In the same way it comes to kiwi. But what about you guys? What's a flavor that you guys have been like, oh, that would be interesting, but a little bit of you is like reluctant? Hey, you're not the only one who's picky. I am too. Yeah. You know, it's like, interesting. What was I gonna say? Black cherry is goated. Black cherry. I had cherry Coke once. After that, I felt super sick. Like, all I could do was just lay down and, like, not. I was just like, ugh. I was really bad. Cherry. Ooh, me and Cherry do not get along. Do not like Cherry at all. Cherry Gushers, I like those. But besides that, nothing else cherry. But raspberry stuff, that is good though. Even though it's not natural. Cherry and black cherry are different levels. Black cherry is sweet. You know what? If that's the case, then maybe I'll try it. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things out there that I haven't tried, but the pickiness is way too strong. And I get, like, guilty. Like, when someone says, here, try this. And it's, like, you know, hard to actually, like, consume it. You know. It's not to be mean or something. It's just, like, sometimes your body is, like, way too strong. Like, the will is way too strong to actually, like, want to do it. Or even, like, I don't know. Willpower is way too powerful. But, yeah. But anywho, trying to think. You know what? Probably for the rest of the stream, I will just ooh, apple. I'll just, like, cut down some more trees. I tried different sushi rolls today, and I think so far that only California rolls you like. Well, that's good. Ooh. Sushi? Man, I love sushi. I especially like irigiri, which is a type of sushi, and it's where you have the rice, and then you have the salmon or the cod. I believe it's cod. And you have it on top. I love irigiri. Like, sometimes when I come back from work and I'm just, like, hungry, like, it takes me a little bit to get home from work. So then, like, when I get off my bus, I immediately start, like, saying food, food. And then, like, I'm like, oh, do I want to waste some money on like sushi that I will gobble up? It's like the One Ring, where you can't, like, you're trying to hold back the, you know, the urge. Where you're like, hey, wait, actually I have the One Ring, so just give me a sec. Where? Oh, there. No. Come on, you. Where are you? the one ring. Where's my precious? Ah, crap. Ugh. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find my precious. But no, like when I get that sushi, I start going like my precious. And then I eat it. When it comes to sushi, don't get in between me and the sushi. How about any of you guys? Hello again. When are you going to end the stream? I have some things to do. I'm probably gonna go on for like 2 hours. 2 hours at most. 2 hours and like 30 minutes or something, but you know. What kind of sushi do you like? Ooh, what's a Philly roll? I like irigiri. There was also this other one that I've tried that has like. I've also tried this one that's just like, what do I say? It has like some orange thing on it. It is like, it's pretty tasty. No, but no, what is a Philly roll? That's nice. Nice. I like some fresh sushi. You know, I've heard a lot about this California roll. I I've never think I don't think I've ever heard of. Well, excuse me. Everyone's heard of a California roll, but like I don't think I've ever tried a California roll actually. I don't think I have actually. It's pretty good. You know what? It's healthier. If it tastes good and it's healthy, that's wonderful. You know what? Actually, I should get some interesting foods and try them in front of you guys, like on a stream. Like, try out foods that I've always wanted to try, and you guys will see my live reaction. It's tasty and healthy, like cottage cheese. Cottage cheese. You know, pepper jack is actually my favorite kind of cheese. Now that is like, oh. Actually, if any of you guys have a favorite kind of cheese, what is your favorite kind of cheese? Ooh. You love Swiss cheese? That's cool. That's cool. I don't think I've tried. Wait, isn't cottage a cottage cheese? It's either cottage cheese or Swiss cheese that are in Philly cheesesteaks. What type of cheese is in those actually? I'm thinking. Like, what is it? It might be Swiss. No, cottage cheese. You like American cheese, Swiss cheese, and shredded cheese? That's Swiss? Oh. You know, you like mozzarella cheese? Oh, that's cool. Mozzarella. I can go on for all day about like different foods. Like, I like watching food documentaries and like other things like that. Like, I've talked before about the creator Max Miller. You know, who's like the tasting history guy. I have his cookbook in my around me, and it's like that man is a wealth of knowledge. I made grilled cheese sandwich of composed of cottage cheese weeks ago. That's sick. That's nice. Indeed, indeed. Ooh, okay, let's see. What was I gonna say? With honey? That's extra sweet, dude. Mmm. Man, I've only tried honey in some things, but beignets? Oh my goodness. If any of you guys have ever tried a beignet before, oh my goodness. It's so good. Like if in case like none of you guys are like know where beignets are really popular, they're really popular in Louisiana, specifically like from what I've heard, like New Orleans, and it's like, ooh, that's really cool. I had some really good beignets that had like chocolate sauce, and oh my gosh, it was so good. Like, if any of you guys have ever, you know, tried a beignet, try a beignet. It's so good. At a barbecue place I actually go to occasionally, they have like beignets as like one of their things, and they sell like hot pockets. They're just like that good. Wonderful. What did you do? No, excuse me. What did you have for New Year's? Um, Funny you should mention that. Um, I had a burger, but the place that I went to, yes, yes. When I see a beignet, I literally do that too. I do like Homer Simpson. And if I get hurt, I'll do no. Oh my. But I say this. We had some burgers, but like the order got mixed up, and like my mom got like charged more for like a okay, rude. Ugh. I was trying to tell a story. Well, anywho, where was I? My mom got upcharged. Like she was supposed to get like a burger and supposed to get some fries, and then like was supposed to get like a drink, and then like she got charged for like 3 orders when we actually got like 2 orders. It was not good. Eventually we got it settled, but no. It was in like New Year's, like a couple hours before the ball dropped. So, well, at least for North America. For other people around the world, like the ball dropped already. But if you live in Idaho, apparently you guys have a giant potato. I had some family food for New Year's. That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Actually, I need to look more into it, but did you guys know? Like, I was looking on Instagram. Like, there was like for New Year's in Idaho, they have a giant potato. And you know how like the ball drop is in New York City or in Chicago or something like that? It literally dropped on a car or something. Like, I have pork my grandma made for my family. That's wonderful. I'm happy for you. Pork is delicious. I don't really care for pork, but yeah, it's good. But yeah. Apparently in Idaho, a giant a giant potato thing falls, kind of like uh, the ball drop in New York and other places like that. Um, that feels like the most Idaho thing to do. Goat is very good, especially in the right hands of Jamaican. Mmm. You know, I had goat. No, I don't think it was goat. It was actually lamb, and it was Ethiopian, and that was really delicious. Really delicious stuff indeed. What? Again? Why did you do that? Oh. Oh well. Still, goat must not be. I see. You know, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah. I'm trying to think. Ooh, I did get today. I did get what was it called? Bratwurst actually. So, like, I'm going to be having bratwurst sometime. That's gonna be delicious. I love bratwurst. Have any of you guys ever tried bratwurst before? Oh, excuse me. Yeah. You know the like I hear that they don't really have like they're not like France in that they have like pretty sophisticated foods, but you know. You know, I did hear like when it comes to like British foods that are very popular. Well, it's not really well, it is popular, but it's not like, quintessential British food. Well, no, it is, but um, yes, yes, but it's called what is it called? Blood pudding. Ugh. Blood pudding. I hear, like I don't know. From how it's described to me, it does not sound like something I would necessarily care for. But actually, wait. There's this one type of. I heard about it through Max Miller, and it is a. If any of you guys have ever watched, like, it's a pie of some sort. It has like beef Wellington. I think it's a beef Wellington. I'm not sure, but it's a pie of some sort. Do you have any plans for tomorrow? Um, just get ready for the week actually, and just hang out with my family. But how about you? Wait, isn't a beef Wellington like the pie? Isn't it a pie or something? Like I heard about it through Max Miller, and like made it look fantastic. Oh, you go to church? Nice. Uh, what comes to mind is shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie. That's the name of it. That's the name of it. Shepherd's pie. Yeah. I that does sound pretty good though. Shepherd's pie. I don't eat that many pies actually. Besides apple pie. It's pretty good. Yeah. You know it'd be really cool? Like honestly, I I don't see it happening, but if it ever did happen, like it would be really cool if I got Max Miller to come onto the stream and we play Minecraft together, and when I get to like ask him stuff about like, you know, if any of you guys know who what's his name? Connor Eats Pants. He's a fun streamer. I do take some inspiration from him. Like, you know. Yeah. Probably going to go to church too. Shit, I forgot. Until now. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it goes well for you. But, yeah. It would be really cool to, like, talk to him, I guess. Well, no, it would be. Because if any of you guys don't know who Max Miller is from Tasting History, he makes dedicated videos all about, like, history and food, and makes wonderful videos all about foods that people ate from years ago. Well, I do hope you. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day too. Yeah, yeah, the emergency steak. Yeah, I loved that. I loved that. Like, I would, I would definitely love to do that. Yeah. You know, I would love to. You know what? Maybe like if I grow bigger, I can I can try to send him an email and ask him if he would be interested to come on here. I don't believe he would, but imagine that. Imagine like I don't think he plays any video games besides like something like Pokemon or something. But imagine if he came on here and I got to like talk to him or slash interview him, I guess. I don't know. That would be so cool. That would be super cool. Like I remember coming across him um, through his videos about what is that called? The Titanic, about like different people, different social classes eating different kinds of foods. Like for when it comes to the lower class, the rich, and like the middle class, and also like the captain. Like watching his videos, and like he provides like, you know, he uses cookbooks from those time periods. It's just so fascinating. But you know, like the emergency steak, that's just like it's crazy. Like, well, crazy how lobster was once peasant food. For real, absolutely. You know, like I think his World War II videos on like different like when it comes to the military, the U.S. military specifically, how you learn about how food had evolved. When you look at like the Civil War, for example, you had that hardtack, and then like a couple decade, well, excuse me, up until like the like 1920s, you get this kind of food, and then to the 40s, you get this kind of food served on ships. It's like super crazy. You know what? Especially the military. Yes, very much so. MREs. You enjoy MREs? Mm. You know, I don't think I could stomach MREs. Have like other than Prussian Mummy 18, who else here has tried uh, MREs? In case none of you guys, oh, oh, in case none of you guys, well, excuse me, in case none of you guys have ever like heard of MREs, MREs are a type of meal that's ready to go and is used by the military. Well, other militaries around the world have them, but the United States has, well, for its military, a how do I say this? Like a little pouch thing that is full of foods, and then when you put some water, well, I think you need to put in warm water into it, but once you do, it starts heating up the food, and then it's ready for you. I use them on special occasions when it comes to filling. Ah, interesting. Super expensive? I would believe that. Because you get them in large quantities. Is that true? I believe it is. Like, yeah. I believe they were actually developed in the 80s, actually. If any of you guys, like, ever get the chance, like, for a person who has MREs, try it. You know what? I would maybe try it. But I don't think I would put down cash on an MRE unless, for content reasons, but I don't know. MREs? Whoa, okay. Just give me a sec. We need to light up a little bit around here. And we need to get rid of some stuff too. Alright. Oh yeah, by the way, I do need to do this just because, it is, like, important. But if any of you are not subscribed and you don't want to see ads, you can always subscribe or get gifted a sub. If you don't want to subscribe, that's completely understandable. I just needed to say that because, to encourage. Ah! My apologies if it came out of nowhere. Ooh. Okay, just give me a sec. That's a lot. That's a lot to read, but I will make sure to. Nah, cold water is fine. You just have to put the wire onto the chemical heater so that it can heat up your food. However, I seem to have a problem with that. I see. Interesting. Well, thank you for letting us know about that. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, if any of you guys have ever heard of Max, definitely check out his stuff. He is really cool. Well, we do need dirt. Uh, I'll use some of these. These will help. If we light up the area, then we'll be fine. I had to do that, not ad read, but no, like, encourage thing. But it kind of feels weird to say, but, it is, like, something that, it is a bit expected of me, but, I don't know. I had a pretty bad cold sore, but it's actually like been healing up very well. I don't know if any of you guys have had a cold sore, but it's like, oh, so terrible. Oh. Perfect. Are developed in 75. Oh. Available. Oh, commercially available in 81. Interesting. It wasn't until 1992 that the. Interesting. That's super fascinating. Well, thank you for letting us know that. That's super fascinating. Food, like learning about food, really does like let you know and lets you learn about interesting things. It's like, I don't know, super cool. Super cool indeed. What's fascinating is that when a person sneezes, they experience almost 3 times the G force at 2. Oh, interesting. 2.9. Cool. Very cool. I think there's a lot of cool stuff to learn out there, for sure. Alright, let me put this away. Alright. By the way, we'll do like one more Minecraft stream on Monday, and then on next Thursday, that's when I will go back to Dragon Ball. Meanwhile, I want to master speed reading. Yeah. Well, actually, when it comes to a book, any book that any of you guys are interested in, or a manga, or even a comic book, we will include those in this. But what is something that you would love to speed read? Like, in case any of you guys are like a slow reader, and you're like, I really want to read this though, and you wanted to like, do like a speed reading just so that you can like process it. What's a fiction book you would love to read actually? That also goes for the people on YouTube, because this will come out to YouTube tomorrow. So if any of you guys are watching this over on YouTube, let us know. My apologies to you guys about that. Every book I come across for speed reading, including 48 Laws of Power. Well, I don't know about 48 Laws of Power. Too much power. Yeah. I think it's a whole collection, but I believe it's Journey to the West that is like arguably the longest run. Well, I say the longest. I believe it's an epic poem. I'm not sure. I think it is classified as that, but Journey to the West. That would be something. That would be very interesting to read. Like I have the when it comes to like classic literature, like things like the Mahabharata or the Odyssey, those are like pretty long. No. Like yes, they are. They both are. But I'm not too familiar with like how like dense Journey to the West is. And it is very influential too. You know, like oh wait, let me see this. I'm grateful to have a library near me where I'm prizes, including a T-shirt at the end. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you know, my local library is actually getting a new like building, which is super fantastic. Like the library where I go was built back in the 60s, which, you know, it is important to preserve old libraries, yes, but it's also like, you need to, you know, continue to feed the needs of the people, like informationally. So there is going to be like a major library that's going to be built, and it's going to be really cool. I love libraries, and you know, it's important to stand strong with our local libraries. You can get a lot of good stuff out of libraries. You know, also, I was I returned some DVDs that I was using, and what's super cool about a library is that, especially for studying and free movies, absolutely, absolutely. You know, like when it comes to libraries, how do you put this? You computer access is free. I believe you do need to book like a room for a certain amount of time. I'm not sure for all places, but I do know for certain ones that is the case. But what's cool is that like a ordinary person, like let's just say like a person who doesn't have internet at their home because they can't afford it, and they want to get like a job application, they could go to a library, access the internet, and then they can apply for a job. That is like it's a beautiful thing that libraries are able to do that for ordinary people who may not have like, you know, access to internet, because not every person has like, you know, a computer in their home or even internet. When you learn about like the United States and you learn that not every person has internet access, like good high speed internet, then it's like virtually impossible to really like, you know, do what ordinary, I shouldn't even use that word ordinary. No, like what other people can access that are, you know, fortunate. Like, you know, in Appalachia, for example, like let's just say like West Virginia, Kentucky, that area. Yes, it is quite nuts indeed. But how you say this? Yeah. But no, like when you learn about places like Appalachia, like that area, it is generally extremely depressing to learn that a lot of people who, used to have jobs in that area, they don't have jobs that are, existing or pay well. And then you learn the fact that internet access is not extremely available or even self service. So it makes it even more difficult, especially if you're a young person, to, like, you know, try to get out of that kind of situation. Yeah. You know, when I hear about stuff like that, it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. And there has been efforts to, like, try to improve, like, the material conditions of people to actually, like, you know rise up. Interesting. Fascinating. But yeah. All right. Whew. All right, man. You know, mm, I'm looking forward to, like, what this year brings. Like, I was talking about a little bit earlier today, but I was talking about, like, how I want to be better when it comes to being, like, more positive, like with a better positive outlook on life. And I really do hope that, like, nothing, like, makes me slide back into negative, thinking, because I think it's better to be, happy. It's better to be happy and at peace than it is to be then, like, you know mm, I'm trying to think of a word. Just moping. I know it is hard for people, I do know, but you know I've been on a good positive streak for the past several months to, like, be in that kind of, positive, nothing can stop me kind of mentality, all that kind of stuff. What is realistic thinking that distracts? Yes. Like, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Let me think. Like, I've kind of taken, like, well, it isn't, how do you say this? You kind of need to, not saying pull yourself up by bootstraps kind of thing, but, like, sometimes you need to, like, think of your, well, how I put it is that when someone's trying to bring you into, like, a bad day, like, they know how to, like, get under your skin and, like, make you feel bad about yourself or something like that. What I like to do is that I like to think of myself as something greater, not in, like, a grandiose kind of way, but in the way that you're like, oh, you're really going to take your time out of your day just to mess with me and make me feel like shit or something. Then you, like, start combating them, and then you start saying how ridiculous it is, in the year 2026 to get under someone's skin and make them feel bad about themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I've been trying to adopt that kind of mentality for when you deal with those kinds of people. Like, sometimes people can take it too aggressively, yes, but I think that's a more better way of dealing with those kinds of things. Like, nobody should be dealing with the kinds of like negativity that's like, you know, reinforced. Like, sometimes people can like reinforce negativity. Well, how do you say this? Sometimes some people will have a negative view of themselves and they will reinforce it into themselves. And then you have other people who will come in and then will start reinforcing those negative things on you. And then it's like a constant cycle of negativity. There's also trolls that aren't meant to be taken too seriously. I've learned that a long ago. Yeah. But like, it is a hard cycle to get out of. But when you start saying, you know what, I am enough. I, have things to work on. But everyone else, they are in the exact same kind of boat. So I've been taking that kind of thing to like, deal with when people are shitty. To not just me, but to anyone in general. Like, it's better to be happy than, excuse me. It's better to be like calling out BS when you see it, and then just, trying to make things a little bit more better for you in a personal sense. I don't know if any. Well, I hope some of you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but like, it's for me when I listen to like punk music, specifically things like hardcore punk. Hardcore punk, like Black Flag, or like the Dead Kennedys, or like even something like the Circle Jerks. They give me that energy to actually like be more combative, because hardcore punk is pretty combative. Like, they're like, you want to mess with me, dickhead, or something like that. It's like, ooh, it's super strong. When people call me homophobic slurs, I surprisingly could care less about it. However, when it comes to race at the region I live in, I am sorry. I am sorry you have to deal with that. Like, when people are just naturally being pieces of shit, like, they're motivated by hate because, a person might be from a different race, or someone is from, like, they're queer, or, of a different religion or socioeconomic status. Like, I'm not going to filter myself when I say this, but if anyone, is going out of their way to make someone's life shittier because of stupid reasons like that, they can fuck off, Like, why do you want, like, well, how do you say this? Those people are wasting their time because, they're terrible. They're pieces of shit. If they're going to bully a person and just harass someone because of things like that, then no, they're just dumbasses, if I'm going to be honest with you. Can we all just like get along? I live in Alabama. Only ass motherfuckers. Yeah. But I'll just say this. I think I've been pretty clear. when it comes to this, but um in this stream everyone is welcomed. Doesn't matter your race, your sexuality, or your gender identity, or um religion or anything. As long as you know, treat everyone with respect and kindness and understanding and everything, everyone's welcomed here. That's all I have to say. If some person comes in here trying to, like, you know, bring everyone else down, well, they get dealt with accordingly. And I hope all of you guys understand that, because I want all of you guys to be, happy, comfortable, everything else like that. It makes me upset to see, you know, people, who are just wanting to live, and someone, goes out of the way to, like to actually, you know, I'm trying to put this in the best way I can. Wait, what's this? Like, I never received verbal racism by hand, but distinct racism with stares more than a few times. Oh, I don't know what, like, you could say it's because of, like, where, like, the household they're, grown up in. But sometimes, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, when you hear about some of these, like, people, how do you say this? It's particularly with, like, younger, younger men. Younger men, like, there's a certain subsect of dudes that, because, well, when it comes to things like edgy humor, they will go into, like, making race jokes, and then, like, they think that's the only way of being, like, edgy. And then they get, like, for the small few that, like, go into that field, into that space, then they go further into, like more nasty stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I do know some people who've went in that direction, and then immediately they went back. They changed. They stopped doing that shit. Like, once they understood that that shit is, like, terrible. Well, not just terrible, but also that's not, like, that pushes people away from you. Like, once they started to understand that, then they started to say, you know what? Maybe I can be more. I can be better than this. All people can be racist, regardless of race. Yeah. Yeah. But no, like, I don't know. I just hope that like, I have seen more of a rise of that kind of thing recently, but I genuinely do hope that it will go in the opposite. It will change. It will be where these people grow up, they stop acting like incels and all that shit, and then they just, actually, you know, live. Well, no, I don't mean it by that. I mean, like, they're not assholes anymore. Like, come on now. They can overdo it. Yeah. Like, some people will, like, their idea of edgy humor can be really warped. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Offensive humor. Well, yeah, yeah. I, like, when you take it to I say, some people take it too far, and then, like, some people, like, it stops becoming a joke. They stop. It's when it starts not becoming a joke, that's when things get really serious. It's like, I don't know. It's always important to be mindful and not, like, especially for those kinds of people, like, they look back and they say, "Man, I was a I was pretty bad." But I don't know. It's weird. I don't have all the answers when it comes to stuff like that, but you know, only one can hope. A lot of defense. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Ah! You know, I've been getting exploded upon by multiple creepers. So, well, not this creep, like creeper. I love this band. Yikes. They are, and I don't really mess with that. I've known people who have been in those scenarios, and it's like, I don't know. That's that goes beyond, like, you know. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Um, just give me a sec. We're almost done with the lighting. I'll do a little bit more lighting, and then, like, after we're done with that, I'll probably just go back to my house, and then we'll just, like, talk from there. This has just been like the whatever. Well, no, not whatever, but like just doing stuff kind of stream. I sense you believe in aliens, right? Me too. Yes. Like, okay, let me. Before I continue, let me go back to my house. Because it would be better if I actually, like, went back to my house. So I can just talk. Because we'll just be in the just talking section of this stream. Because I've been doing a lot of talking. Just give me a sec. All right. Now let me just charge my phone before I say what I have to say on extraterrestrials. All right. Well, when it comes to extraterrestrials, there's no doubt in my mind that they exist because we live in a giant universe and we are the only, well, as far as we know, like, in terms of multicellular life forms, we are the only ones on this planet. Like, it sounds like, no, that wouldn't be the case. Like, somewhere out there, like, there are other extra, I say there's other living organisms somewhere out there. Like, I don't have any statistics to, like, you know, say on that exactly, but when we live on rock, this tiny rock in, this void of outer space, like, there's so many planets and stars and galaxies that it just sounds ridiculous when someone says, "Nope, it's just us." I don't know about that. Like, there's been water samples that have been found on Mars. I'm not saying there's Martians on Mars, but maybe at some point there like maybe there was like multicellular life forms swimming in the seas of Mars or something. But no, like life, if we look at our own planet, for example, we have seen like creatures at the bottom of the ocean that can live in the most harsh conditions and just exist down there. So the fact that if these creatures can live, multicellular life forms live at the bottom of the ocean, it is extremely likely that maybe in the vacuum of space there are creatures out there that exist on other planets, moons, maybe asteroids. But it's like, I don't know. There's many accounts of ET life. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like I feel like for the people who say no, aliens don't exist, like I feel like you have to do a lot of mental gymnastics. Like maybe they've been conditioned to say there isn't just because of the thought leaders they listen to, or other stuff like that. Maybe could exist in exoplanets. Yeah. Like there's no doubt in my mind. And when we look at our own planet and we examine how life takes different shapes, like sea cucumbers, for example, like that's a type of organism that is complex and has, a life cycle. It consumes a certain way. It deals with its environment this way. And like we look at something like an elephant, it's the largest mammal on planet Earth. And when we look at our oceans, well, no, not just our oceans, but with like insects, like there's certain species of insect that can, be underwater for a period of time, and then they can come out of the water and, have a really short lifespan. It's completely incredible. So, based on what we see on our own planet, and then we think about it in like the cosmos, it's extremely likely to me that life, much like on this planet, can take multiple different shapes. So that's why I say it's likely, extremely likely. So, yeah. Maybe in like a couple galaxies away from us, probably. Ooh. What I hope is that aliens saved all the files from the Library of Alexandria. Yeah, the Library of Alexandria. Oh, it's super fascinating. I wish it was still around, but the fact that we don't have that wealth of knowledge anymore is like, excuse me. Oh, it makes me think that humanity doesn't really value knowledge. There are people who do, but others who don't. Like, it's usually, well, not usually, but there's a fair amount of people, powerful people from the past and in the present day, who want to eliminate knowledge, because it is true when people say knowledge is power. Like, if you have the knowledge, you can do incredible things. Like, probably, like, those who don't value knowledge very much. It's like, come on, bro. Exactly. When it comes to, like, powerful people, if they can control the narrative on almost anything, then it's like, it's extremely hard to actually face that. But when you have knowledge and you can prove certain things. Like when it comes to the sciences, for example, that is a major leg up because with that kind of knowledge, your credibility goes up. And then, like, let's just say for people who are being exploited in a certain kind of scenario, like in a like let's just say when it comes to work conditions, for example, like there are I was super pissed when yeah, yeah. It's it's super fucked. It is. But let's just say in a working conditions scenario, like there's some people who will talk about how the conditions in their workplace are terrible, and they will think, "Oh, I can't do anything to improve the system." But when you show examples from the past and from the present of ways to improve you know a working conditions, a workplace, then when you start making people think about it on like, oh, I don't have to live in this kind of way, like I don't have to like slave away at this certain job, like things can be better. Some person in a different country has like a better standard of living. Like when you start making people think that and then you show examples and then ways on how to like improve that materially, like that knowledge gets passed down and then gets passed down again and again and again, and then like you have people who are thinking freely and can say, with this knowledge, let's do something about this. You see it with all these different kinds of, like, in the sciences, like you see it with architecture, you see it in the arts, you see it everywhere. Like the beautiful thing, like if we can bring it back to Prometheus had sacrificed himself and gave humanity fire, and with that fire, symbolically, we have done so many things to, not just like cook our food and, like illuminate in dark places, but also have done so much more with it. Like we've created televisions, we have created the atom. Well, excuse me, we haven't created the atom, but we have mastered the power of the atom. We have, created the ability for internet to exist so that you could watch this. And I can hear you back through the chat. Like we have mastered so many things with the power of knowledge. With knowledge being distributed. Besides, I'm extremely curious about everything. Yes. Being curious, being skeptical, and wishing to pursue knowledge is extremely important. Like there will be some people here, well no, not here, but some people who will listen to what I'm saying and then they'll just think, "Oh, this person's just blabbering." But like no, like learn new things. Challenge your beliefs. Be skeptical. Be more than what people push on you. Curiosity is a sign of intelligence, especially present curiosity. Yes, absolutely. It is. Curiosity is a virtue. It is, indeed. Whew. Stay curious and ask more questions. Intelligent. Well, not just intelligent questions, but questions are good. Oh my. sorry for a little bit of a rant, but I'm very passionate about certain things, and well, it's important to be passionate about something. If you're not passionate about something, then you know you're not really in like experiencing the things that life offers you to give much care for. But anywho, oh wow, let's just get some sleep. But what about you guys? Me too, especially in many intellectual subjects. Yes. Like, I'm not saying like be extremely nerdy where well, yes, being nerdy is awesome, fantastic. But like being a know-it-all, those who are barely are quite boring. Yes, indeed. Like I love talking to people and then hearing what they have to say and then you know, like the exchanging of information and just hearing what people have to say perspectives is always engaging. Like don't get me wrong, like I do watch like comedies where the humor can be a little bit like, oh, this person does one thing, ew, like like very silly humor, but I also like intelligent conversations. Of course, nihilism, intellectual stuff. Those who are known, yeah. Like, I'm not saying being a know-it-all or being like, as you said, elitism in intellectual stuff. No, I'm not saying stuff like that. But it's like, you know, challenge your worldview, learn stuff. Like, it's always important to learn. Like, I am out. Well, I graduated like years ago now. Oh, yes. As Socrates once said, I know that I know nothing. Hmm. Interesting. Like, yeah. The world is a large place and we can learn things and can make things better. And we can broaden our horizons. But, yeah. You know, I did want it to go for like 3 hours, but I will probably have to end the stream here because, like, maybe for Monday I will do like 3 hours because, like, it would be fun. But just give me a sec. Let me find a place to like do that, do this. There we go. Okay. I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to stream. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday. And again, like, I do hope that you guys have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and whenever you're watching this as a YouTube video. Yeah, that's fair. I need to shower, brush my teeth, and take my meds. Well, hope that all goes well for you. But no, again, thank you for coming to the stream. I just want to say I hope all of you guys have a great 2026 and beyond. Like, I have a lot of cool stuff coming in the future, and I can't wait for you guys to see it all. So we'll see. But I'll be back on Monday. So yeah, I'll be back on Monday in the nighttime, and we'll do one more Minecraft stream, and then on Thursday I'll go back into Dragon Ball Z. So yeah. But thank you for coming to stream. I'll see you guys Monday. Take care, guys.